Myself, Dr. Raktim Mukherjee, Assistant Professor and Head of the Department, Shri P.M. Patel Institute of PG Studies and Research in Science, affiliated to Sardar Patel University, Anand. The title of my today's talk is Introduction to Cytokines. This is a series of videos on cytokines, and here I shall be delivering my talk on the first video of the series, where I will introduce you to cytokines. Dear students, the topic cytokine can be elaborated in two ways. One, that cytokine happens to be the language of immune system. Most of the immune cells communicate with each other through the language of cytokines. Second aspect, this topic has become all the more prominent after the outbreak of COVID-19. You all might have read, at least in newspaper, if not the mechanistic details, about a term called as cytokine storm. It is cytokine storm which kills most of the COVID-19 affected patients. There are several antibodies, especially the monoclonal antibodies, which are administered to tide over this cytokine storm. Several pro-inflammatory cytokines are elevated within a short time span in this cytokine storm. Of course, before we go to cytokine storm, the types of receptors, the diseases associated with cytokines, or the therapeutics, let's understand what exactly are cytokines and how do we define cytokines. Let's begin with the definition of cytokines. Cytokines are soluble mediators of innate and adaptive immune system, and the mechanisms by which leukocytes communicate with one another. When you talk about leukocytes, leukos means white and cytos means cell. So one WBC, how it communicates with one another, and this is with the language of cytokine. Let's understand the origin of the word cytokine. The word cytokine has a Greek origin wherein cyto means cell and kinesis means movement. Therefore, broadly, the generic term refers to any soluble protein or glycoprotein released by one cell population that acts as an intracellular, that is between the cells, as a mediator or signaling molecule. Let's understand the cell type and the associated cytokine. In case of mononuclear phagocytes, its cytokines are called as monokines. For T lymphocytes, the cytokines are called as lymphokines. Leukocytes, it's called as interleukins. Whereas growth and differentiation of immature leukocytes within the bone marrow, this is called as colony stimulating factor or CSF. This is a diagrammatic overview. We have autocrine, where one cell releases the cytokine. Same cell has cytokine receptor, and the cytokine would act on the cytokine receptor. That is called as autocrine action. Next, we have paracrine action. In paracrine action, one cell releases cytokine. That cytokine would act on the distant nearby cell. The nearby cell has cytokine receptor. The cytokine would bind to that cytokine receptor in the neighboring or nearing cell, and thereafter there would be prominence or action. The third one is endocrine action. Endocrine action is also called as action at a distance. One cell releases cytokine. Once the cell releases cytokine, instead of directly acting on the neighboring cell or on the same cell like autocrine or paracrine, here in the case of endocrine action, the cytokine is directly released into the circulation. Once it's released into the circulation, it will travel to a site or a distant cell, and in that distant cell, the cytokine would bind to the cytokine receptor and thereafter enact its effector function. Interestingly, the two cells are far apart. The best example for endocrine action is the production of hormones such as the hypothalamic hormones or the pituitary hormones. Look, the site of hypothalamus or pituitary is in your brain, and those hormones are acting at a very distant sites such as testis, the ovary, the GnRH or LH, luteinizing hormone from the hypothalamus acts on the gonads, the testes, the ovaries. The only sufficient reason is that the target organs have the much needed receptors. So that is endocrine action. It is always action at a distance. Further, the function of cytokines are: cytokine will help in stimulation. It stimulates one cell. It inhibits the action of another cell. It can bring about differentiation in the cell type or program cell death or apoptosis. Cytokine can also lead to chemoattraction, that is chemical mediated attraction of other cells to its nearby. The same diagram, the three major routes of cytokine travel, autocrine. Here this diagram, it is given with examples. Autocrine is action of interleukin 2 on T cells or clonal expansion. Paracrine, the T cell cytokines act on B cells, that is T dependent B cell activation. You have the role of T cell which helps in the isotype switching or class switching of B cells. Endocrine action is example is fever. Of course, we are going to discuss fever in the further course of the lecture. The interleukin 1 secretion is from hypothalamus and it travels to the blood vessel into the systemic circulation, and from systemic circulation it can raise the body temperature. I mean, when it comes to temperature elevation, your entire body, the temperature is elevated. So that is a typical example of endocrine action of cytokines. To summarize this slide, there are three major routes of cytokine travel: the autocrine, the paracrine, and the endocrine. Now we come to the properties of cytokine. I will explain each property separately. First, I will explain pleiotropism. In case of pleiotropism, the example is activated CD4 positive helper T cell. This CD4 positive helper T cell secretes the cytokine interleukin 4. Interleukin 4, when it acts on B cell, it leads to immunoglobulin E production. The same interleukin 4, when it acts on CD4 positive T cell, it leads to T helper cell 2 differentiation, Th2 differentiation. And the same interleukin 4 on macrophage leads to inhibition. So one cytokine, but the same cytokine has different mode of action when it acts on varied category of cells. This is called as pleiotropism, where one cytokine has multiple effects on various cells. The second property is redundancy. The term redundancy you might have already come across in molecular biology. I would give an analogous example of redundancy, that during social gatherings such as your annual day celebration or any other event, different persons are given entrusted different responsibility. That is a good example of division of labor. But sometimes what happens, for the same work, different persons are assigned. Say someone asks you to get a safety pin for tying a wall poster. You give the responsibility to person X, so the person X runs for the safety pin. Again you give the responsibility to person Y, that person is also doing the same job of getting safety pin. Z also does the same job. In analogous situation, you have one cell type which secretes interleukin 2, interleukin 4 and interleukin 5, analogous to the example, 3 different persons. So whether it is interleukin 2 or interleukin 4 or interleukin 5, if you see the action, all 3 interleukins are doing the common action of proliferation. This is called as redundancy, because a task is entrusted, a common task is entrusted by different cytokines. Next we come to synergy. This term synergy is to help, or you have synergistic relationship and antagonistic relationship, you might have come across these terms, or the 2 staff members of the same company are working in synchrony, or they make synchronized effect or synergistic effects. So one cell type secretes interferon gamma, another cell type secretes tumor necrosis factor, the 2 cytokines. Interferon gamma and tumor necrosis factor together increases the expression of class 1 MHC molecules on many cell types. So this is synergistic action. Interferon gamma and TNF are together helping in increasing the expression of class 1 MHC molecules on many different cell types. If you recollect expression of class 1 MHC molecules are CD8 positive, and they can lead to endogenous processing and presentation pathway. In very simple terms, as we will see in the later part of the lecture, the MHC class 1 processing and presentation pathway takes care of the viruses that enter your cells, enter your body. The last but not the least, the fourth property is that of antagonism. Two different cell types. One cell type secretes interferon gamma, another cell type secretes interleukin 10. Interferon gamma leads to macrophage activation, interleukin 10 inhibition of macrophage activation. So, two different cytokines but opposite mode of action. This is called as antagonism, the opposite mode of action. So, synergy and antagonism are two opposite facets of cytokine properties. To summarize, cytokines follow two tracks or properties. The four tracks or properties: pleiotropism, redundancy, synergy, and antagonism. Now, the next part of the lecture focuses on cytokine action. When does cytokine action take place? That is our next focus. Cytokines bind to high affinity receptors on target cell. But then, what exactly is a ligand? An extracellular molecule that binds to a specific receptor is called as a ligand. Interestingly, the cytokines are effective at very low concentrations. This is a very important concept, and to drive home this point, I would give classical example of love versus infatuation. When it is infatuation, initially there might be lots and lots of bonding, emotional connect, but when distance increases between the two entities, the bonding also finishes. Whereas when it comes to true love, even if the two persons are far apart or they are huge distance apart, still the bonding or emotional connect remains for a lifetime, sometimes beyond death. So, this part I have highlighted as immortal love. The point which I try to make is that even if the distance is more, the love remains. So is the case with cytokines. Just like immortal love, the cytokines are effective at very low concentration. Just few molecules can initiate, that is upregulate or downregulate any of the cellular or molecular events. So, cytokines are effective at low concentrations. This is because the affinity of cytokine receptor for their cytokine ligand is very high. When the affinity is very high, doesn't matter even if the quanta or the concentration is less, because the affinity is high, the effector function would definitely take place. So, cytokines are effective at very low concentrations. When I say cytokines are effective at low concentrations, you have to remember that most cells have hundreds to few thousand cytokine receptors, and using this hundreds to few thousand cytokine receptor, they enact maximum cellular response. When I say maximum cellular response, I mean a small number of receptors are occupied by cytokine. Even if there are small number of receptors occupied by cytokine, still the prominence of action is very much apt. Try to understand that though hundreds to few thousand cytokine receptors there, it's not that all receptors are engaged. Even if there are small number of receptors that are engaged, the effector function would very much take place. So what are the biological functions of cytokine? Development of cellular and humoral immune responses, events like B cell activation, maturation, differentiation, T cell activation, maturation, differentiation, class switching of B cells, the various cellular and humoral immune responses. Induction of inflammatory response, pro-inflammatory cytokines to be more precise, leads to inflammatory response. Cytokines also lead to regulation of hematopoiesis. Remember students, hematopoiesis is formation of blood cells, and cytokines upregulate or downregulate hematopoiesis. Cytokines control cellular proliferation and differentiation. On one hand, cytokines can enhance the cell division or proliferation, and it can also control whether the dividing cells are able to differentiate or they remain static as the same cell type. Last but not the least, very important role of cytokine is in wound healing. The cytokines help in wound healing, especially in the formation of scar tissue and the various fibrin clots that takes place during wound healing. On the basis of the previous discussion, let me summarize my lecture at this point. Cytokine ligand binds to the cytokine receptor. Once the cytokine ligand binds to the cytokine receptor, specific intracellular signaling pathway is activated. This signaling pathway would switch genes for appropriate target cell function. This gene activation or switching on leads to various effector functions such as nitric oxide synthetase release or upregulation, lipid synthesizing enzyme, arachidonic acid pathway which will lead to prostaglandin secretion, pain, inflammation, or prostaglandin related increase in fever. Cytokines also lead to cell-to-cell adhesion receptor expression, cell adhesion receptor. Cytokines can interact with other cytokines or even proteases. Thus, once the cytokine genes are switched on, there will be appropriate target cell function depending on which cell type and the type of function that the cell type can perform. So that was a brief overview of the various functions of cytokines.